Hello, everyone, and I guess welcome back to what we call this
Welcome
thing
back
again?
to the Husky Babu podcast
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Husky
with,
Bible Pod.
with two Huskies and their
Yeah,
Babu.
yeah.
BS about
Officially,
things.
officially for realsies. Like, yeah, for
Yeah.
realsies. Like, mine is of course like Moses level or the statue in Rome. And yours is like, enough to be legally considered a barbu.
Mine's just like my photo.
Yeah. It's like a slightly above skin level.
Yeah.
Slightly above skin level, where mine has its all, inhabited flora and fauna. New creatures are being developed here in this area. Like birds have created nests inside of my beard and all that other goody stuff. So yeah, we're back after a week of hiatus because life and other
Yeah.
circumstances.
Life took us by the cojones this week.
Yeah,
Last week.
yeah. If you've seen Passion of the Christ, let's just say leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Life was pretty
take
hard the last few weeks.
yeah, taking part of your body, your skin, and leaving internal organs exposed for everybody to see. Beautiful stuff like that, all the nice stuff.
Beautiful picture, by the way, dude.
Yeah. Nothing to be scared about or be scarred about for life or anything like that. It's just life. Like everybody really lives like life. So how's everybody? I hope they're well and not enough procrastination to allow you to do stuff that you actually enjoy in life, and not the mundane torture of hell that is. Let's leave it there. Anyway.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That went a little too personal there. Anyway. Some people just go, "Oh, thank you, God. You didn't went there. Oh, God, thank you. Oh, my God, I'm sweaty. My palms are sweaty. Oh."
Sound like the Eminem song.
Yeah? Where do you think I got the lyrics? Anyway. No original thoughts have been planted on this earth. So we steal from people who have done it better. And, well, guess what? He's done it a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he's doing fine. His standards are like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, he hasn't made an album in like 3 years, 4 years, maybe
Yeah.
5. I think he's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think have I lived out of my royalties? Oh yeah. I also, whatever 50 Cent made back in the day, some of that quan is trickling out of my side too as well.
Still is.
Still is to this day. So yeah, I'm good. Well, we don't see you every day because I'm counting money.
I'm in the back.
I'm too busy counting $100 bills. You know what? They even made $1,000 bills just for me. Because they're like, we're damn tired of bringing all these singles. Like, let's just avoid this problem here. Here are $1,000 bills printed just for you. And you keep on this, guess what? We're going to have to print $1 billion bills. Because this is getting ridiculous. Like, we got stuff to do, son.
What him and Dr. Dre did. Crazy.
Well, I didn't even meant to take it to that level, but anyway.
Well, I mean, they just hit the ground running and just kept going.
Yeah, I mean, nice place to hit your wagon to, Dr. Dre.
Oh, yeah. He was the only one that gave him the chance, so why not?
Yeah, but again, one of the pioneers in the industry, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like, talk about starting off running. Like, he hit the jackpot. It was like, must have had some good advisors in there saying, like, yo, this, like, man, I don't know how to start this career. Dr. Dre was interested in you. Yes, please.
It's like just like buying a Lamborghini for your first car.
Yeah, that's like ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Or to equate it to these days, because I guess these are the valuable cars now. It's like getting a Tesla, I guess. I'm sorry. Those still sell.
Charging people $12 for a fucking blue check. Oh, I'm sorry, for a freaking blue check.
Okay,
next to their name.
I understand for us normies that's probably a touch much, but celebrities, like y'all can afford that and then some.
Yeah, but it's dumb.
Look, I'm not defending him, but at the end of the day, what I say is this: you own your business, you do with it whatever you damn well please. You want to
And
burn that to the ground,
now
which it's
and
which
now he's buying some people's blue checks, like LeBron James.
that's some freaking epic level trolling right there. I'm sorry. I can't. I just cannot avoid seeing the humor in it. I cannot avoid seeing the humor in it. It's like this is some epic level of trolling right here. This is some god level of trolling right now. So you had to like remember that Monty Python song. Always look at the bright side of life. Said by a group of people being crucified in a moment.
They saw the bright light at the end of the tunnel.
I was like, well, we're dying, but I mean, it could be worse. Worse than dying slowly, asphyxiated for hours on end. The preferred method of torture of death by the Roman Empire, and things could be worse. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I mean, having not been crucified myself, I wouldn't know. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't know. Like you asked me, like my personal, like I've never been crucified. Would you like to? It looks difficult. No, I don't like that. Like one thing about us fat people, we don't like physical activities. Like very physical demanding activities are like pass. No, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good.
It's like the same question as in Bad Boys. What was it 2? When the kid came to pick up Martin Lawrence's
Oh
daughter.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
You ever made love to a man? No. You
you
want
want
to?
to? Hey,
I'm
just
16.
checking.
What the fuck do you look like you're 34?
And doggone well that was not the expression they were using. But then again, our skin complexion does not allow us to even think about that expression. Some people wouldn't have a hesitation whatsoever to say that word, but not us. Because guess what?
No.
One, that is a very insulting word and it should be erased from the human lexicon altogether forever and ever. Come, Lord Jesus, come. Hey, out of the religious aspect into it. Come, Lord Jesus, come. And two, nobody except black people should be able to use that word. Because, yes, that word is so damn nasty that it has literally gone now to the opposite end that now they own the word and no one else can use that word. I wonder what happens when everybody used to, like all the people that were raised in the 90s with all the gangster rap. Well, all those words were repeated on multiple occasions, on multiple times, on multiple tracks.
I'm not going to sit here
and pretend
that
you
I
have
never used it. I mean, my whole, I don't want to call them gang, but my whole group of friends and everyone, we just used it freely.
Let's just say your posse.
My posse, yes. We used it freely.
To use it was a 90s lingo from back in the 1800s.
There you go.
When you were running around with horses with your buddies. Our posse.
Yeah. I mean, we used it among us. I mean, I never had any of my...
Hey, undecipherable word. How are you?
I never had any of my friends that were
oh god,
black or African American ever say, "Hey, yo, don't use it," because if they did, I would have never used it again. So I'm not gonna sit back here and say I never use it. When you sing an Eminem song, you hear it. You sing a Notorious B.I.G. song, you hear it. Any of the songs in the late early '90s, Wu-Tang.
NWA is in the name.
Yeah,
it's already in the name. NWA.
you know, I used it back in that day, but I mean, it's
Why do
become
you
a
think?
lot
Why do
worse
you
to
think they
use
named the
now.
movie Straight Outta Compton?
I never watched that movie.
But why do you think they named the movie Straight Outta Compton? Because if you put it NWO, you were like, what, like the National Wrestling Association? No, son. It's a little different. It's a little different. It's a little different. A little bit. A little bit. It's just a little bit.
Ching.
Like, what did the end? No. Hey. Do not go there. Do not go there. Do not go there. Are you crazy? Do not go there. But I just want to. Mira, una galleta toda en la cara si sigue hablando. I will slap the
living sister.
I will slap the daylights out of you, boy. I will slap the skin complexion out of your body.
Oh man!
I will change your skin pigmentation with one slap. Do you understand me, boy? So yeah, let's just say out of all the generations, because I guess, look, there's a lot of good things that have been happening recently. Like, we're getting more socially conscious about things that were troubling in the past that we did.
Oh yeah.
And we're being made aware that, that's kind of messed up. So don't keep doing that. And that is, I'm 100% behind that. I'm 100% behind that. Then there's other things that are like being imposed. And I'm a person, I'm like, okay, you do your philosophy. I respect it. I understand that the motives of it and where you're coming from. I respect all of that. But the moment you're trying to impose stuff on people, that's when poo-poo hits the fan. Because that's exactly what the other side did way before, in the 80s. So when you go to the extremes on any philosophy, when you go to the extremes, no matter if it's right or wrong, that's when things hit the fan. And that's when you're opening the door for crap that shouldn't be. I'm just going to leave it at that. Whether you agree with me or not, that's a whole nother thing. God bless. I'm not here to impose my will on anybody. I'm just saying how I see it. Having me being around this rock, floating in space for 45 almost years. So that's just the way I see it. And I'm still a pup compared to most people that's still walking around this rock floating on the around the sun.
I'm 10 years younger than you, and I turned 35 on Wednesday.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, you liked my
birthday post. De
Puyo. No. None of that. You keep the singing. You keep drawing, okay? No singing this in the future.
Oh, God. It's like, whenever God was giving out the gifts of artistic abilities, God
He gave you drawing.
He gave you drawing, somewhat bass playing, somewhat guitar playing. Keep your damn mouth shut.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be musical? Go play the damn bass, okay?
But I want to say, shh. The mouth on the lips right there.
No, I'll play. Relax.
No. You keep quiet. You keep quiet. You keep your mouth shut, and that way you don't blow everybody's eardrums inside. And everything going liquefy inside in the brain and exploding.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, I mean, there's a lot of things we did back in the 90s.
Brain guts floating out of the ear holes and the eye holes, nostrils and mouth.
That's like something...
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yeah.
You remember Doctor Strange? Oh, you haven't seen the movie. The Multiverse of Madness.
Don't do it to me.
There's a character that goes away that way.
Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about.
He goes away that way.
Getting back to what we were talking about.
Let the audio aid help visualizing that image. Like, anyway. Anyway. Internal bukkake. I just remember Joe Coy out of the sun.
Oh my God.
If you've seen the bit, you know the bit. So no further explanation needed from me. If you know the bit, you know the bit.
Like going back to what we were talking about, there's a lot of stuff that we did in the 90s that
are not PC right now.
are not PC anymore. And I mean, just look at the world in general. Like we were told not to ever go in a car with strangers. Now you got Uber.
Yeah, that's like breaking that commandment out of the gate. Like, I don't know you.
That was like the one of the first thing as a child when you were walking to school by yourself. You were told by your parent,
Dude, like,
do not talk to strangers. Do not go in their car.
okay,
Do not take anything from a stranger.
you have a unique perspective because I'm an 80s kid. You're a 90s kid. Like your childhood is mostly reflected within the 90s.
Oh, in the 90s, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you just only lived like two years in the 80s, and you don't even remember those 2 years.
No.
It's like me, born late 70s. I don't remember those years at all. I just remember the 80s. I can practically almost remember the full 80s, almost to the fullest. The whole 80s I can remember. And there was this thing when kids were just getting Thanos snapped out of the universe. I'm sorry for being so very descriptive, being very accurate in the description. They used to put their faces in milk cartons. I don't know if that was the way to go, how to propagate that information.
Well, they didn't have cell phones back then. They didn't have the internet.
Yeah, so I mean, look, just think about the interesting conversation that starts right away. Like, you're serving your kids cereal in the morning. Cereal is a very traditional part of breakfast in any country.
Yeah, I had a bowl this morning.
So, you're pouring down cereal and then you're adding the milk. I hope that's the method you use, you freaking savages, because if you pour the milk first and then the cereal...
Who the hell does that?
I will have to go to your house and bitch slap you.
I'm glad I never met someone that did that. Because
I've met a few.
I would cry.
I've met a few. I'm like, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, come out, demon. Come out, demon. Demon of stupidity, come out of this body right now.
Sometimes you can't take stupid out of people, man.
Anyways, so again, imagine this: the conversation starter. You're pouring milk for your 5-year-old, your 6-year-old, and your 2-year-old, and all of a sudden you see the face of this freckle ass kid.
Why I gotta be freckle for?
I don't know. Why is it always redheads? I don't know. There's a predilection towards redheads. I don't know. Where the expression of the redheaded stepson came from, I don't know, but it exists. So let's just say it's a freckle-faced redheaded kid. And you see that boy saying, have you seen this kid? Name so-and-so. Last seen so-and-so. That's a conversation starter for a 5-year-old right there. Like, Daddy, what happened to this kid? Oh, he got snatched.
He gone.
He gone. Why? Because he didn't listen to his mommy and his daddy.
Exactly. You know, Spanish parents were using that to their advantage.
Oh, you know it's true. They're like, because they will not be listening to their mama and daddy.
Your face is going to be on there, okay?
And then we're like, you don't see no damn Latino kids on that picture right there, don't you? Because they listen to their mama and daddy.
You best believe you would threaten. You be next. You keep messing with me.
Si sigue de estúpido haciendo caso a la gente en la calle, mira, te va a aparecer la foto tuya en esa vaina. ¿Y quién te manda ahí de pendejo?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's basically verbatim how a Latino or Dominican or whatever the ethnic nationality of a Latino you want to pick, that's how that conversation would have gone, verbatim. It's copy paste. Add whatever jargon that country uses out of there, and that's pretty much it. And that's why the Latinos were not getting snatched. Because they were going to, my mommy told me do not go there with you.
But
I
you
don't know
got
you.
candy, so I don't know. Maybe maybe I want to come with you.
I do like candy, but they didn't know man. They didn't know tarife. I'm not dressed like Captain America.
And you don't got mentas. Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
mentas.
where the mente espíritu?
You don't have mentas. No. You
Where they
good.
mente
Goodbye.
where the mente espíritu? You don't know what mente espíritu is? You see, you're not down. You're not down, man. You're not down. You gotta have the mente espíritu. If you don't like, what grandparents had in their pockets? That mente espíritu.
Yeah.
Or that green stuff. That kryptonite. And they look like jaded kryptonite right there in their hands, wrapped in little plastics.
Yeah, my mother just got back from DR. Stole like a whole handful of those things.
They still make them today.
Yeah.
They still make them today.
They come in a little bag.
And then you ask yourself, why Latino has so much diabetes? There you go. Rice
So
and that.
Rice
and
everything
that.
we eat is carbs.
It's like it was a design. Like how are we gonna knock these people out? Like diabetes them to death. What we're gonna make out of rice? Oh yeah, we're gonna make them eat rice. Like you know how much damn starch is in that rice?
Bro, you got the plátano and yuca in the morning.
Oh Jesus! And the amount of meat, like it's amazing that there's still cattle around on this planet.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Like
I don't know.
It amazes me the amount of cattle running around on the planet Earth. Because if you tell, like the worst kept secret is the amount of cattle that's in Texas, right? That's the worst kept secret because Texas is like riddled with cows, riddled with cows. You tell that to the whole
steak,
and you tell the whole Latino community, we all got a bunch of steak in Texas. It is like one nation uniting and going forward like an arrowhead, going forward to that location. Like, where's that damn steak?
Daddy, where we going?
¿Dónde está esa vaca?
We're going to Texas, okay?
¿Dónde está esa vaca? Aquí se va a comer carne. We're going to take this down. We're going to knock this thing down right now.
Oh, my beer.
Like, we're getting rid of all of this. People talking about all the methane that the cows are expelling, all the poop laid on the ground. That thing would have been gone. Much like the dinosaurs, we would have been collecting bones out of cows and bulls. Like, well, what is this animal? Oh, you don't know? Latinos ate all of them.
Oh, man.
See, I mean, we're finding stuff to talk about. Right now it's been a whole giant Seinfeld episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine with me, man. That's the good stuff. Running it off the top of the head.
Yeah, it's been a whole giant Seinfeld. I guess that's what we're going to call this title one, the Seinfeld episode.
Sounds good.
The Seinfeld episode. Anyways,
I was just reading a story.
True story.
Did you see that $3 billion lawsuit against The Rock?
No. What for?
So this wrestler, I think she was on Impact. I mean, it was TNT, former TNT Impact.
What's her name?
WWE developer star. Her last name is Biggers. Trensan. Trenasha Biggers, who worked on the name of Raka Khan.
Raka Khan?
Yeah, in her glory days. So supposedly,
what the Rock
Khan had been involved in a rigorous legal battle for the past many months, and in October last year, she decided to drag in not just The Rock, but a complete brigade of famous people in some government agency. So she basically said many more people conspiring against her and the children in an ongoing criminal case in the court of Texas. So basically saying that they were putting a plan. Hold on. So let me read it. So the latest giant
I know
freaking
we don't
robot
record
report is
these things on video, but right now I'm doing the face of what WTF.
Yeah. So it says it's go by in a massive $3 million lawsuit targeting many WWE personalities. She named
What?
Rock the Miz, his wife, the Bella Twins, and former backstage agent Steve Curran, and many others. Not just that, she has even engaged a big conspiracy of corporations, the government agencies, and the wrestling personalities to
What
interfering in
reptilians are in there as well? The reptilians, the Illuminati, the Rothschilds.
She put the FBI, the New Mexico
let me
Police
say the
Department,
Vanderbilt Corporation, whatever the hell. Oh
so
Lord
she's
Jesus!
interfering in her
Another one of those. Another one of those. Okay.
Yeah, child custody and aggravating kidnapping case.
In the words of Rick James, cocaine is a powerful drug.
Yeah, so she has allegedly that all these have conspired to kidnap her and her children. Neither of the defense have yet made any movement regarding to the lawsuit because even the court is yet to take the matter ahead. She was last seen in WWE in 2011. Yeah, so she's like suing all these people. And so she involved the FBI, New Mexico Police Department, Home Depot, the El Paso Child Protective Services, Fraternity, Bank of America, NYPD, Mick Foley, Lee Chris Benoit, Jim Cornette, Con Edison, and even Michael Jordan. I'm going to send you this report. I'm going to text it to you.
OMG.
And I looked at it and I'm like, what is going on here?
First off, was she doing the same Colombian blow that Tony Montana was doing at the end of Scarface?
She must have. I mean, this was the first thing I saw when I opened up Chrome.
Sweet baby Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus.
What the heck is going on with my computer?
Oh, I think I know this crazy woman. Wait a minute. She has found himself in a legal soup with many others, including my... Oh, this woman is out of her damn mind.
I know the website is kind of weird. I mean, it's on Disney Dining also. I mean, it's just... And the first thing you do when you type in Dwayne Johnson is this report's coming up.
Okay. Is her offspring like Simba of the Lion King or Luke Skywalker, that she thinks that all of these people, like, oh no!
There's a
wait a minute. Now that I see Jim Cornette's name, I think he talked about it in his podcast.
Most likely.
No, he did. He laughed his ass off when talking about that. He laughed his behind.
45-page document. The complaint is 45 pages in length, but the list of the defendant takes up more paper than the actual complaint.
You hear me? I'm going to say it in Spanish. Esa maldita loca tatrona. I'm sorry. You crazy. You must be crazy.
Twins too? Like
no.
Girls don't got time for you.
You remember Coming to America? The old man Eddie Murphy part. That was good. You must be crazy. You must be crazy. That's exactly my reaction to this woman. You must be crazy. You must be crazy. You must be out of your damn mind. Like, what would in God's name possess you to think that this is gonna prosper? Like, yeah, it's like she's throwing mud balls in the wall and see whatever sticks.
Bro, that's crazy.
Like,
that.
No. What would be crazy if this is proven true? That would be crazy.
All these people in there, though, you're throwing the FBI, New Mexico Police, freaking Home Depot.
I guess they're all right now in a secluded area looking at each other. I guess she found out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Exactly. Oh crap.
No.
We gotta go in hiding now.
We gotta go hide now. I guess she found out. Oh no. Life has conspired against her, trying to take away her kids. Could it be?
And how you put
Is
Chris
there
Benoit? Chris Benoit has been dead
for 16 years.
Jim Cornette, Michael Jordan, and Mick Foley.
How did those, like, have you ever even imagined Mick Foley and Michael Jordan be used in the same breath? It's like totally freaking opposite of one another. One is a hardcore legend in the wrestling sense.
NWA President Bill Corgan. Deep South Wrestling.
Oh,
what?
God.
There were other names in the suit, but because readers may have a newborn and need a diaper, and might need a diaper change, a bleeping oven of beaconing the image of a stranger on their Ring video door bell viewfinder, or a sudden urge to make use of wonders of indoor plumbing, this writer will not elaborate on those names any further.
Oh my God. This woman needs Jesus. I'm going to quote that from Bad Boys 2 again. This woman needs Jesus.
You two mother
need Jesus. And you two mother need Jesus.
We won't go Bernie Mac.
No.
Don't say no. Don't say that. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. We're giving Jawbone the rest.
Ooh.
I remember you.
You son of a bitch, that's my army, my woman.
I even remember your name. There's a call Jawbone.
Uh-oh, don't do that, baby arm.
Oh, he's all over the news. He even did Joe Rogan podcast a few days ago.
Yeah, all that.
He all over the news, and now he is a legal drug dealer. He be selling that weed right now.
Well, he must have been giving this girl the weed.
Must have passed it along. I mean, must have smoked some of that his and Mike Tyson's weed.
Puff pass.
Man, that thing must be close to ayahuasca as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard stories of people doing ayahuasca that they were atheists and they started believing in God after that. The experience so strong. Because they start seeing stuff like out there stuff. Like, there was one comedian, Neil Brennan. He used to write a Chappelle Show. He used to be one of the writers of Chappelle Show. White as Wonder Bread. He was famously an atheist. And went and did ayahuasca, and he's like, nah, there is something out there. I'm sorry. That my mind couldn't imagine all that stuff. He didn't go into details of what he experienced, what he was like. Yeah, I can't no longer wholeheartedly support atheism after what I experienced. Like, there's no way my brain created all that crap out of a hit. There was no way. There's no way. I was encountered with something that's beyond me, and now I have to come to the conclusion that there is something out there. I don't know what it is. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but there's something out there, and I'm no longer going to be on the side of being a prick of saying like, oh no, there ain't nothing out there. But that's his experience. Let's not generalize stuff and make it about like, oh yeah, see, there's undivisible proof. No. I always say God left enough of himself to make you believe in it, and enough and left out enough of himself for you not to believe. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. So make of that information what you will. So you want to keep it on the wrestling beat?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so our friend Punky Brewster.
Who?
Punky Brewster, CM Punk.
Oh,
You know, he's one of the pillars of this. He's one of the things that holds this thing together. He's one of the pillars.
him and McMahon.
Oh no, Mr. Minky. I think that's the main pillar. Mr. Minky Juice himself.
Minky and Juice, him and his wife sold a condo
Oh,
for half the price.
you mean Hector Gomez? or Gomez Adams? I don't know, because of that stupid villain mustache. Jesus Christ. Anyway, CM Punk has been on the news lately because apparently he's on a mission of mending fences right now. Last week, no. This is actually a fact, and there's even video proof of it. From fan cams out there. Look, last week he was doing what I call the AAA of UFC, because he's still contracted under UFC, but he's a commentator or announcer. But he does like this small division of mixed MMA that belongs to UFC. So that's why I call it a AAA for UFC, because it's like not pro level, but getting there. So he does this AAA version, and he was in Florida, and lo and behold, by the grace of God or whatever, he happened to be in the same city where a bunch of WWE wrestlers were. And by happenstance as well, his plane ticket was on the same flight where most of those wrestlers were. So they all took the same flight to Chicago, because that's where Punk lives. And guess where Raw was last week? Chicago. So they were talking in the middle, because it's a little long flight between Florida and Chicago. It's a little long. So they spend the whole time talking, and like kind of made him reminisce of the old days when he used to wrestle in WWE, and found a couple of people that he knew. And then he joined them from the airport to the venue where the Raw was. So he was backstage on Raw before Raw started, and he got to talk with a bunch of people, including Miz, who has said that he buried the hatchet with Miz because apparently they have had a few issues in the past. Because Punky is just the salt of the earth. Everybody loves Punk.
Yeah.
He get along with everybody.
Every single.
And he even had a talk with none other than Papa H himself, Triple H. It's being reported that when Triple H saw him backstage, he almost shit bricks. I was like, what in the WTF is this? And Punk was like, hey, can I talk to you? And I was like, okay, I guess. And then they're trying to, bury the hatchet, let's just say. He was like, the reports are that he was very cordial, trying to be, trying to mend stuff that he did back in the past, was trying to be mendful of his, illustrious reputation of being a crap starter. And he even asked Triple H, like, yo, can I stay around? Because I would like to talk to you guys, nothing business. It's just, clear the air. And Triple H was like, well, I got to talk to the big man, referring to Minky Juice. So he talked to Minky Juice, and Minky Juice weighed in the situation, and he was like, this dude is still under contract with the other peoples from AEW. So I don't think it would be appropriate or nice to have it known that AEW wrestler is backstage on WWE, and that might create some problems with Tony Khan. You know how level-minded that man is.
Yeah.
So they asked Punk peacefully to please leave the premises, and Punk obliged. He didn't start no crap, so he was like, okay, no, that's fine. I understand. So he left. And also, Punk was busy in Florida while he was in Florida because, again, I guess the only people that still love him in AEW, FTR, a tag team, they're right now currently the AEW Tag Team Champions. They coordinated a meeting between him and Chris Jericho. You remember that they've been having issues lately.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently all the rough stuff has been, has been cleaned out, and I guess they're now kosher. And now the reports say that there's going to be a new AEW show for Saturday nights, and apparently AEW is going to go the WWE route and do roster split between the two shows.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah, but now we have like confirmation of what is going to happen. So the Elite, which includes the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and a Hangman Adam Page, are going to stay put on Wednesday nights with the Blackpool Combat Club, which includes Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose, Cesaro, well, formerly known as Cesaro, now going by his actual real name, Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, formerly known as Daniel Bryan, and Wheeler Yuta. That's the Blackpool Combat Club. They're going to be the foil to the Elite, so they're going to be the bad guy, the yang to the yin, and they're going to stay put on Wednesdays because none of those people want to deal or have anything to do with CM Punk. And FTR and CM Punk are going to be moved for the Saturday show, and the foil for them, because of course Punk has to be the good guy, the foil for them is going to be the JAS, the Jericho Appreciation Society. So Jericho and his group are going to be the bad guys on that show. So basically they're going to do a split of the roster just to keep those two sides from ever crossing paths. And yeah, we already talked about that. I mean, we didn't know in detail what was going to be. Now we know, but we already talked about that, so I'm not going to rehash that because we already talked about that. But yeah, stupid. Like, instead of being grown-ass men and talking it over and, like, you don't have to like each other, but at least, willing to do business with each other because there's money involved, and at the end of the day, that's the bottom line for all of you. That's why you're wearing spandex and pretending to fly and doing stuff, because guess what? Y'all want to get paid, right? I mean, yeah, you like to do it, but guess what? It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. In business, sometimes you gotta, like Minka, you said, you gotta eat crap sometimes to do business. In business, sometimes you have to eat crap. And guess what? This is the crap they have to eat sometimes. But I guess if you get to the point that things when, throwing haymakers and fisticuffs, I guess this is the point of no return, I guess. But then again, what the hell do I know?
I mean, there must be something more behind closed doors that we don't know about.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, we only know that the fisticuffs that happened in Brawl Out, keep calling it Brawl Out, we only know about that. But I don't know, like, what, did they cuss his mama? Did they cuss his mama out? That's the deal breaker. That's the deal breaker. That pretty much ends everything right there. Like, when you cuss your mama out, like, oh, no, that's it. The bridge has not been only burned, has been scorched and burned and turned into ashes at this point. Like, you touch the mama pole, that's it. It's done. It's over. It's over. It's over. So I don't know, what did they call out his mama?
They did something, bro.
They did something, all right. They did something. So well, I guess Tony Khan found a way of having his cake and eating it too. But let's see how this experiment works. So I'm not giving it the benefit of the doubt at all. I mean, it might work in the short run, but in the long term. But then again, you think about it, like, Punk is very injury prone. He has shown that in this past year of him wrestling. Very injury prone. I mean, what you get by hiring a 43-year-old at that time, now going on 45-year-old wrestler? The wheels are not the same. Like, you can do all the strength and conditioning in the world, but wrestling is wrestling, man. You can't pretend to fall. You can't pretend to take a landing. You can't pretend a bunch of stuff in wrestling. Like, when you take a bump, you take that bump. And a 45-year-old body is not the same as a 25-year-old. Not the same. 25-year-old can take a lot of crap. A 45-year-old is like, Jesus! No, Jesus, I can't say anything crap no more. But I have to pretend that I ain't hurt, so I can't sell this thing. So I'm gonna pretend like I ain't hurting. But I'm crying and dying inside. Oh Jesus, take the pain. Take the pain, Lord. Take the pain. Speaking from personal experience, I have never been a wrestler, but yeah, body don't work the same no more. After you hit that 4-0, the body is like, remember all those checks you made from here on? Time to collect. Time to collect.
Like that word. I mean, I'm 35 and I feel it.
Time to collect, boy.
Where I used to destroy my body in sports.
And now you're
diving for everything.
Your body is like, yeah, that don't work no more. Like, I can bend over. Yeah, try that. Try it. Let's see how that back works for you. You start standing up, and then the back is like, not today.
I come home from work just 4 hours, and I'm putting leg wraps around my thing and just pumping, massaging them up. That's the only way I can go tomorrow.
Whew, I'm telling you. I am telling you. It is not easy.
No, it ain't.
It is not easy. So, yeah, I guess that would be the only wrestling news. Oh, also, the draft is already happening in WWE. We want to go back to the old WWE. And they revealed a new belt, something that we kind of discussed in our personal time off from the podcast. And they unveiled on Monday a new World Heavyweight Championship belt. I guess Roman can still call himself the Undisputed Universal Champion.
Yeah, they're keeping him and he can't win that one. He won't get it.
Yet.
That's what I heard.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet is Roman. This is the belt collector. This is the man that's just going to be like, pass it over. We're going to be like, nah, bring that bad boy over here. Bring it over here. Bring it over here. Bring it over here. Like, main gold is my thing. But we need something different. Sucks to be you. Sucks to be you.
Come up with something else, and I'll take that one too.
Yeah, basically. So that's the joke. I mean, I even had a meme that I saved that they removed the WWE logo in the center, and they said, well, and they call it the participation trophy belt. Hey, not far off from the truth. Not far off from the truth.
Listen,
we
discussed before.
I'm sending it to you now. I'm sending it to you right now.
It's only one belt that everyone wanted.
What, the Wing Eagle?
If you have fun, you won.
Participation. Yeah, because it feels like a consolation prize. Like, well, Roman done snatched all the belts, so I guess we're going to have to create another title because we're trying to pretend that the U.S. and the Intercontinental title are as worth as this. So, so we need a main championship belt to be defended every week. So let's create something that looked almost exactly like the big gold belt from the late 2000s. And let's just put the WWE logo on the middle of it, and that's it.
Belts don't mean the same anymore.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna poo-poo on the design. It looks good. I like it. It looks better than the toys that Roman is carrying around. It looks better than that. It looks like an actual championship belt, because the Roman's belts are just the WWE logo on them. That's it. It has no design.
Someone needs to come up with some creativity.
Yeah, it has no design. It has no, like, yeah, it looks okay-ish. It's not like it's the most horrible belt on the God's green earth. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody's sending me something. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, so those designs are not the greatest designs in the world, but they ain't the crappiest either. But still, it's like very mundane, very simple crap. 2 W's with a scratch thingy in the bottom, and that's it. and then put the words Universal or World Heavyweight on the bottom, and that's it. Whereas this title actually looks like a championship belt, but it feels more like a consolation prize. It's like, well, Roman took all the belts, so here's something to play with in the meantime. It's like, like the memes that but I want the world championship. Well, we got the world championship at home. Then they give you this crap. Well, actually, it is not crap. It looks pretty nice, but still, it feels like a consolation prize for all the roster. Like, yeah, Roman got a tear on this. He got this thing on lock. So, yeah, here's something to entertain your asses in the meantime. But having said all that, Roman has been drafted to SmackDown. That was you could have seen that one coming a mile away. He was going to stay in SmackDown. Yeah, because he originally is from SmackDown, but with him being the undisputed Universal Champion, he could go both brands, and because he represents both brands. But now the championship has not been defended in Raw in longer time than when even Brock Lesnar was champion, and that boy took off for a longest of time because he had to keep hunting that quail. He had to keep hunting that quail. Anyway, and Cody was drafted to Raw, so pretty much indicating that, well, this feud is over.
Yeah.
This feud is over. So, but WWE is having creative discussions of setting up next year's WrestleMania main event. I'll let you guess what it is.
Reigns and Cody?
Part 2. Because, and
See
then
that from a mile away.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, good. I don't mind seeing them fight together. It was a great match. I don't mind that. 2 things I take away from this. Okay. First off, Cody's in Raw, so how are we going to explain away this? Because Cody can't go after a championship that is not in his brand because he is exclusively for Raw. How are we going to explain that one away? But hey, that's the magic of storytelling. The story never ends. You keep telling the story, and eventually it will make some sense. So that's my little tidbit. But my main tidbit is this. Okay, you teased us this year, and you didn't deliver. So that's fool me once, shame on me. Right. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. You're going to do this crap again of having Cody eat the L. I mean, the story was set up to perfection. Every hint available under the sun. Even old school bookers like Jeff Jarrett and people that have been in the industry for over 30 years, all of them said this was a bad choice by WWE. They should have had Cody win. Because everything pointed at that direction. Everything pointed at that direction. Everything pointed at Cody winning. Everything that was looking as Cody was going to win.
And who do you think made that decision?
Minkia juice. Yeah. And you know why? Listen to the pettiest decision why. Because Roman had to reach that 1,000-day mark as champion. So, yeah, they want to put value on Roman being the longest tenured champion in the modern era. Granted, there's no way he's going to reach a Bruno Sammartino record because Bruno Sammartino was the world heavyweight champion of WWF back in the early 60s, late 60s, early 70s. And he was world champion the first run for 13 freaking years. Now, when you ask how, well, that's easy. He only had to wrestle once a month. Dude only had to wrestle once a month. There was no weekly TV. It was monthly TV, and it was taped. It wasn't even live. There were no pay-per-views to sell, just venues to fill up. Doing glorified house shows and then that once-a-month venue in Madison Square Garden. So his itinerary was not as stacked as modern-day wrestlers, so you kind of have to put a little asterisk on the side with Bruno Sammartino days. Not that the feat was not incredible. 13 years as a world champion ain't nothing to look aside to. But still, the schedule is not the same. These fools be flying on a plane for over 200 days a year. They literally travel the globe. Roman has the easiest schedule under God's green earth because he was wise enough to sign a contract that allowed him to work small dates, low amount of dates, and he's still the world champion. That means he has the championship on lock, and it's whenever His Highness, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, Roman, I have nothing against Roman in this sense, but it's hurting the business because there's not a championship that's being shown on TV on a weekly basis like back in the Attitude Era, where the championship was defended every week. It was
Austin, Rock, Michaels, Taker, Kane, whoever had the damn belt was defending it every week.
Yeah, so now we have a modern era with Brock Lesnar that started it all. That he just kept on popping up whenever the hell he wanted to. And now Roman, it pops up whenever the hell he wants to. And this has forced the situation for WWE now how to create the consolation prize of the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you because because I wasn't watching Raw, but the buddies of mine that text me with this kind of stuff with wrestling stuff, I was like, okay, so they stripped Roman out of the WWE title and just left him with the Universal one? No, Roman keeps both belts. And then why create a third belt? Roman has two. Give one of those suckers away and give it to Raw. No, but he didn't lose it. Well, then stop booking yourselves in a corner and make a creative decision, for God's sake. But no, we're gonna make a new belt. Like
I have a strong feeling, which you're probably gonna agree with me. The Minkya juice has something to do with that.
No,
because if it was up to Triple H,
the design of the creation of a new title was a Triple H call. That we 100% know. But I guess the creative of how this championship came about was Minkya juice.
Because he didn't want Roman to lose his title.
Exactly.
So he needs to give Raw something to fight for.
I don't have this on paper. I don't have this as a fact. But my gut tells me that Triple H's sentiment was, okay, Roman down the road loses one of the two belts because it's what makes sense. Because
too much sense.
Because it's what makes sense. Because if you don't want to strip them, you have two belts on him. Guess what you can do? Have him lose one of the two. Because a draft is coming. So guess what? Something's got to give here. So, by Roman losing the belt, give a new fresh coat of paint on the whatever the belt he lost, which would have ended up being the World Heavyweight title. Have that new title being shown on TV and give it to Cody or to whoever. And case closed. We wouldn't have this stupid mess now. Because now we got 3 main belts. Because you can sugarcoat this whatever way you want. Because, Roman is a champion, but we need the championship of Raw. How about stripping him of one of the titles? Because he got 2. You already got 2 titles. Guess why they created 2 titles for? Because they're 2 brands. I mean, if you wanted a 3rd title, why don't you go snatch the one in NXT? Why don't you go snatch that one out? You got a 3rd title.
Don't they have tag team championship belts for each side?
Yes. And yes,
so what is going on?
Exactly. So what's next? They're gonna do
another belt.
Another tag belt. Another tag title for whoever ends up being not the undisputed tag team title champions. Like, this is so simple, yet you're being so stupid. Oh no, because we can't have them lose. How about lose one of them?
Hold on.
How about
why we have 2 different shows anyway? Back in the 90s, in the Raw era.
Because the roster's so damn deep and so damn big, they need to divide it in order to give everybody a shot to shine.
So cut that shit down.
The thing
is, save money that way and have one big fucking show.
The thing is that they have never been able to commit to the idea, because the idea itself makes sense. Like, yes, we have a big roster. Let's cut it in two and give other people a shot. Because you know how many people are in catering doing nothing during the show? They're doing nothing because they have nothing to do. The infamous phrase, creative has nothing for you. The most infamous phrase used in wrestling in the modern era is creative has nothing for you. So you spend your whole day eating and catering, watching the show from backstage while you're in your tights and your boots, watching the show being taped or recorded or being transmitted live and doing nothing. So wouldn't it be making sense? Because again, I say this in principle, as in a form of idea, this makes sense, dividing the roster. The problem is that they never follow through. They never follow through. They never go and do what they set out to do, which is like, okay, we have a divided roster. Guess what? Let's keep the people on Raw and use the people there. And let's keep the people on SmackDown and use the people there. Use them. Instead of having like, well, this show is suck. Let's bring somebody from SmackDown. Like, but he's a SmackDown dude. I can do whatever I want. Ha 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 ha.
But here's the thing. How are you going to make pay-per-view? Well,
whatever. Next
how
level.
How are they going to make that work?
Next idea. 1 month, do a SmackDown pay-per-view. The next month, do a Raw pay-per-view.
Yeah, but when it comes to WrestleMania, what are you going to do? That's your biggest event.
All of them together.
Year.
Like, keep the big four. You know what the big four are. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Those are the 4 traditional pay-per-views WWE has always had. Those are the big 4. Yeah. Keep the big 4 interpromotional, all 2 brands. You want to even throw NXT in there? Go ahead. Be my guest. Keep those interpromotional, then the rest Raw, SmackDown.
Yeah, but
Raw.
Here's the thing: you're gonna make these big events longer than you need to. I mean, you're already splitting a lot of these events into 2 days.
Why do you think Raw WrestleMania is a 2-day event?
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to make Royal Rumble. So now you have a Rumble for the SmackDown title, and then you have a Royal Rumble from there, and then what are you gonna? Then you have to fill in between.
The story has always been that the winner of the Rumble has his prerogative of choosing whatever championship from whatever side.
But and then it can't just be 30 people. It's has to be longer.
Dude, this has been the ongoing thing. Like, this has been an old discussion between us wrestling fans for years now. Like, the draft works to the point that it doesn't. Because it
never worked when they did it in the 90s.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. I apologize. Didn't work then. Because they didn't have answers for it. But at the same time, we didn't have 2 different belts.
Yeah.
And then when WCW went to crap and we bought them out, we brought their belts over.
Yeah, the big gold belt. Well, actually, it's in the vein of the same design as the big gold belt, but it wasn't the old school big gold belt. It was a new big gold belt with the scratch logo on top. That's the only difference, and it's a little thinner too. The title was a little thinner.
We threw in belts into the mix because we were like, oh, look, we're the big bad company, and never figure out what the hell to do with it.
You're preaching to the choir, son. Like, I've been watching enough wrestling in my lifetime to know, like, when again, the idea I agree with the idea of giving more shots to people. Then, if you're having this problem of having such a big giant roster, then make it smaller.
And if you're going to treat it as 2 different shows, then you're going to need 2 general managers like you did before.
Yeah, and keep the two brands separate,
but
and
still
keep
have and then I would still leave it at Triple H to do the creativity. I wouldn't split that up.
no.
Too many hands in the
Too,
cookie jar is never good.
too many cooks in the kitchen. It always messes things up. Like he has to come up. Like he can have his crew of people that help him with creative, but at the end of the day, he has to be the last word, and they're gonna have to keep a long-term booking kind of thing. Although having some other plan B, C, D, or G, just in case people get hurt, like it normally happens in wrestling, because that's just a given. It happens. But the thing is, you know. You're making a chicken salad out of chicken shit, basically. So you do what you do what you got to do. But still, I poo poo all over the idea of this new world title. Not because I don't like the idea of having a new title. It's just that you already have two titles. They're on one guy. Strip one of those titles away from the dude and give it to Raw as it should be, and then give it the fresh coat of paint that you showed on Monday. And then we're talking. Then we have a ball game. In my opinion, that's me. If you don't agree with that and don't like it, okay, fine, whatever. But that's just my opinion.
Just makes too much sense, and that's why they don't like it.
Yeah, that they always tend to go like that makes so much sense that we're totally gonna do the opposite.
That's what it means.
Anyways, as always, wrestling. This should be a freaking wrestling podcast. I mean, like 80% of it's always dedicated to wrestling.
No, I feel like we're running out of topics.
Yeah, but wrestling always is like the analogy, the redheaded stepchild that always pops out like, "Hey, hello, hello."
We got movies there once in a blue.
Yeah, I mean, when we talked about the John Wick murdering half a continent.
Yeah, I gotta come. You have to. Well, let me know when you take another Friday off. I gotta come over and watch 3 Creed. I watched 1 and 2 all over again.
Oh yeah, you still don't have that. Yeah, well, I mean, whatever. I mean, I want to see Guardians of the Galaxy soon.
Yeah, well, we'll get together for that. But anyway, that's on the side.
Yeah. So let's just call it a podcast at this time. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Spread the word, please. Because if you want us to keep doing this stuff, like we need an audience and whatnot, and we barely have one.
I don't think we have an audience. I think we got 2 people.
Yeah, two loyal. Yeah, well, not to get into too deep into the woods, but yeah. That person really loves you. Anyway. So, the whole spiel we always go at the end, Husky Babu Pod website where you can check all the previous podcasts. TeePublic store link will be in the description of the podcast where you can get a t-shirts. Please buy t-shirts. If you're not into the t-shirts, then buy stickers. If you're not into the stickers, buy cell phone cases,
masks,
laptop cases,
which no one's wearing anymore.
Yeah, those. I mean,
sweaters, which no one's gonna wear anymore. Well, the way it's been cold the last couple of days.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
Get yourself something from the store and help us out in order to be self-sustained. Also, our social media, Husky Babu Pod on Instagram. I will stop mentioning Twitter because I barely go there, and
you're not paying for your Blue Mark.
No, hells to the no.
Okay, then we're gonna skip that one. That was just a joke, but
hell to the no, hell to the no. I mean, Facebook was hitting me up with that. It was like, do you want to have no, not Facebook. Instagram was hitting me up on my personal Instagram, like, you qualify to have a blue check mark. And I was like, oh really? At 800 something people, are you already thinking me of like being famous and whatnot? Yeah, but you pay $15 a month. Tu abuela, tu mai, tu mai.
And we're not gonna translate what he just said.
Tu mai, tu abuela 15 veces en la Valeria en tanga. That's a
But I
very
know
Dominican expression. But if you're from Santiago, you know what a Valerio means. You
your
know, you know.
Instagram is at that Ariel Duran.
Yeah, that Ariel Duran, and yours is
Johnny Boy 426
yeah.
on
There
Instagram.
you go.
Don't try Facebook. Don't
Yeah.
try to find me. It
Yeah.
ain't gonna work.
There are people there that's just been collecting dust for years, waiting for an approval. And you're like,
My
oh,
mama is still there, okay?
and I'm like, oh, look at that, they're trying.
Pobrecito,
You pobre
I give you an
ese,
A+ for effort.
Yeah, you're definitely getting points for effort. You're definitely getting points for effort. But yeah, no dice. No dice. Yeah. So yeah, this has been the Husky Bible podcast number what? Number 10.
113.
No, not 13.
113.
You crazy? 113?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh Lord Jesus.
Don't ever question me like that again.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Boy, I just looked at it.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. It's
Yeah,
113.
we skipped a week.
Oh my Lord Jesus. I Jesús critique. Anyway. That's a whole other story. We ain't gonna talk about that. Anyway.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, we're not talking about it. Anyway, so yeah, this has been the Husky Bible podcast number 13. So this has been the
113.
113. This has been the Seinfeld episode. We're gonna call it that. The Seinfeld episode. So take care, and hopefully we will be here next week, Lord willing.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good week.
Take cares.